Back on Facebook now. Right, okay. We'll give it another 5 minutes, like I said, so because I've not heard from Steve yet, so I don't know where he's stuck in traffic tonight. Because we've certainly I don't know if no knows to where Steve works. He works at Old Trafford, so it could come up with the traffic could be absolutely chaotic.
You think?
Down Chester Road.
Not that many people going, are there? Can't be that bad.
Nobody going to read it. It's just one of the factors. Like when I come back here tonight from Manchester, the roads are absolutely crammed getting down from Salford into Manchester before they were, because I think all the shops have just opened up today, haven't they? So
it'll be like the people Debenhams to get their sort of £5 bargains.
Oh God, yeah, I might be in there tomorrow night. Yeah, I go past there most nights. Definitely, I'm going to look for a bargain or two there. Definitely. So
I drove past the one in Stockport, and there was a queue outside it about 9:30.
No way. I thought I was in town today, and thought that it would be absolutely jammed shopping wise, but wasn't that many people about.
Really?
Yeah, I was expecting like queues outside Primark and it to be absolutely bedlam. But I walked down Market Street, not a tremendous amount going on, and then was in the Arndale for a little bit, and surprisingly not as bonkers as I thought it would be. Because seeing pictures online of like jam packed everywhere, jam packed. But
they're worried people aren't going to go back to shopping. They've just got used to doing everything online, aren't they? So it's bad news for the high street.
Yeah, you think really like the arcade group's in serious trouble now, isn't it?
Yeah.
And that's very likely that'll go on. And there's still talk around. There's going to be some more big shops going for the end of the year. So you just don't know what's going to be still standing because.
Yeah.
I can't wait to go back to the shops. I'm really looking forward to it. I don't like buying the clothes online. I want to be able to try stuff on and see what's interesting.
I bought a jumper today that I don't need.
In the second half.
Just because I could actually buy something.
Yeah, I love that.
And goes on Everything £5.
Yeah, it's a website called Everything £5 and everything's £5, strangely enough.
Really?
Yeah, she drives the postman bonkers. She does it. Well, stuff she orders in there.
Yeah, do you know what though? The other thing is you don't really wear any. You don't get dressed up anymore to go anywhere. You don't even put, clean jeans on. You put the same stuff on every day, and I kind of miss sort of like even just putting a nice t-shirt and jeans on and going for a pint. But nobody's kind of buying any clothes because they're not wearing any, are they?
That's true.
Right.
I've not bought anything new for a while, most of it. So, but we will. So,
I think hoodie sales have gone out the roof.
I'm quite sartorial from the waist up, but I'm also wearing Superman pajama bottoms.
Yeah.
Wonderful combination.
Like it, Tony.
Where's your cape?
Don't ask. You'll get it out.
Right. Tell you what, guys, we'll get going, okay?
Yeah.
I think Steve's just come online, so he'll be around still. So I'm out of the run it tonight. So, okay, right. What we're going to do second half then, I'll tell you rough running orders, everybody knows, okay? And it's changed actually from what I've got at the bottom as well. So, we're going to start off with Mike Booth. So, you okay going on first, Mike?
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay, Dave Bond. Dave, you okay going in second? I don't know if he's here at the minute.
Yeah, I can, yeah. Yeah.
Cheers, mate. She'll be around then. Okay, Alicia, are you okay going on third? Okay, Steve Mingle, are you all right going on fourth? Okay. Ben, you all right going after Steve? Okay. Okay, after that, Tony, do you want to go on after Ben?
After Ben, that's fine. Andy, yeah, nice one.
Okay, Mary, you okay going on after Tony?
You muted.
I can't see where she is, actually. Hi, Mary, I got you.
I just said, yes, I'm fine, but it's a hard act to follow.
Nah.
Mary, you're nothing but a trooper up forward,
Mary, I'll set it up and you knock it out of the park.
Yeah, right.
Okay, and after that, got an old friend of mine that is not ready for, Cayn. So, Cayn, are you all right going on after Mary?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, mate, cheers, buddy. Esther's not reading tonight, so after that, we'll go straight on to Grant to conclude. Unless Steve turns up, we'll let him conclude, so a quick short. So, okay, that being the case, then over to Speakeasy regular, Mike Booth.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
You've stolen Steve's classic introduction of me there, Andy. You're getting the hang of this comparing business. Speakeasy.
Oh, no,
that's my middle name.
What's Lady of the Night?
Oh, it's better than Lady of the Night. Yeah, you're right. So I've got something old, which I've revamped, something new, which I'm going to read first, something borrowed, inspired by all the great poems I'm hearing on Speakeasy. And the way I've changed the old one is putting a few blue references. So I suppose it's a kind of perfect combination. But the first one is, I wrote this last week, and I had to do a Zoom call, and the theme was journeys. We had to write something about journeys, epic journeys. I mean, who the hell's going on an epic journey at the moment? So I thought of the journey into myself, and it's called Into the Heart of Me. Before I sail myself away, I want to pack. Before I leave, I want to not look back, but see where paths inside may lead. For looking is not the same as seeing. Living is not just human being. Listening and hearing are different things. So seek out what inner silence can bring. I need to clear the decks, wipe clean the slate, dust the stuff and clutter from my mind, and find some stillness, calm and soothing balm to steady my tipping ship, my golden hind, to harbour, drop anchor and turn the heavy tanker, find safe port, not starboard, but inward bound, not heading off on distant path, but on the rocky inshore, trawling thoughts, explore with full sail set, anchor adrift, and fingers crossed for tide to lift. Compose myself by piecing puzzle pieces together and patching, darning old worn lines, trying to find some purpose, some direction, led by some cloudy moon over stormy sea, as I journey deeper inwards to the heart of me. Thank you very much. And I'm going to borrow one of the filters for this one. This is one I wrote. I've read this once before, but I've revamped it a little bit, and it's an entirely fictional account of Zoom romances, and it's called Loved Up in Lockdown. Hey, Andy's got a filter on now as well. This could catch on. Loved up in lockdown. We got on really well. In moments of great crisis, on love our thoughts did dwell. It started with some flirting, some chats and emails too. On Skype, we kept on meeting to help us get us through. And it got more serious. We moved it on to Zoom. Fat Larry's band hit it right. My heart, it just went boom. We chatted for 40 minutes, then came back for more. She upgraded to premium. Now we speak till 4:30. And if I'm feeling naughty, I give her the thumbs up. I'm not going to keep doing that. I give her the thumbs up, but we practice social distancing. She never gets the, got to do this one, otherwise you'll misunderstand it, the clap. At times we all get dressed up and share a glass of wine with roses and a tablecloth and manners oh so fine. We've explored all the menus, touched each other up, and virtual backgrounds can be fun with sheets that we put up. One week we met with northern lights, the next upon a beach, without the need for scary flights, places out of reach. We talk without a filter, but menu has a ton, like face masks, berets, lipstick. We really have some fun. And sometimes it all goes wrong and one of us stays still. Or sound can go all wonky and voices seem so shrill, but leaving our meeting and clicking on the link can give us both a fresh new start and buys us time to think. If things are feeling awkward, I secretly just mute, pretending that the sound is off. It really is a hoot. She moved me round her house in sitting room and hall. I even saw her bedroom once with photos on the wall. Not sure about those spider plants or green right next to blue, but spotted the odd beanbag and a special toy or two. And now we're out of lockdown, we can have a barbecue in each other's gardens, but never use the loo, if only. Apparently the government has set up a new law to stop it going further than our back door. But anyway, I'm not sure if it will be the same. Although we've dated ages, I still don't know her name. When jiggling with your cursor, it comes up on the pics. Huawei 10 doesn't seem likely, and mine is iPhone 6. It's all been so exciting, a new spice in my life. But now I'm back to calling her the missus or my wife. Thank you very much.
Brilliant, Mike. That moustache does suit you well, that one, definitely, mate. So
I'll leave it on.
yeah, leave it on. I'll go and get a pencil and draw properly yourself afterwards.
I thought the mask suited you very well, Andy, actually.
Well, if I left the mask on, I don't know what Amanda saying. She can get a word into my so. Anyway, moving straight on. But thank you again, Mike, as always, mate. Perfect stuff, Mike. Okay, next gentleman comes up. I've not seen this lad or young gentleman for ages now. He was a regular when he used to be regular at the sit, but I know he's not been on Zoom very much. So, but I love this guy. It's great seeing him. David Bond.
Oh, thanks very much. It's about 4 minutes long. Is that all right?
Right, mate. Go for it, mate.
All right. It's one I've been writing during lockdown. So it's just a story. Good day to you. Little Billy looked around. Nobody was there. The school bus retreated into the distance. The only sign of life was a cat perched atop a brick wall. Billy thought for a fleeting second that the cat had said something. Surely not, he thought. Fine day, isn't it? The cat had indeed spoken. Terrified, Billy ran straight home. He spoke to nobody of this peculiar incident. Billy alighted from the school bus the next day, accompanied by a few jeers and taunts from his school friends, as tended to be the case. Hello again, Billy, exclaimed the cat calmly. How do you know my name? Oh, I've been up and down these parts for years. I know everyone here. I've heard you and some of your school friends talking to each other. They should be nicer to you. You realise that my friends will think I'm crazy if they find me talking to a cat, and they'd be right too. Yes, I understand that. I wouldn't talk to just anyone, you know. But you seem like such a nice young chap, and I apologise for any distress caused. Taken aback by the cat's rather formal yet friendly manner, Billy was lost for words. Crumbs, I've not even introduced myself. My name is John Mittens, or just Mittens, and yes, I'm a talking cat. I know this may seem unnerving, but I can assure you it's true. Billy looked around. Nobody else was there. And that was that between the little boy and the talking cat. Gradually overcoming his fear, Billy began to talk to the cat every day as he walked home from school, striking up something of a friendship. One day, Billy stepped off the school bus a little later than usual. As he remained talking with his friends, they began to argue, and Billy fell back, head down and hands in his pockets. John Mittens sensed that something was wrong and inquired, well, my friends are giving me a bit of hassle recently, and I'm just fed up. The usual stuff, you know, when the play acting and name calling gets a bit far. Mused John Mittens. Nothing much more was said between Billy and John Mittens then. They went their separate ways, as did Billy's school friends. A few minutes passed. Blood-soaked screams snaked their way through the streets. Those unfortunate to hear knew that not only death was the sound, but it was a brutal, gruesome death. A wave of revulsion coursed through Billy. He knew immediately it was his friends that had been screaming, and now they screamed no more. He could smell the blood hanging thick in the air. He could taste the iron on his tongue, and he began to gag. John Mittens returned, slinking along with a self-satisfied smirk. Where did you go? Oh, I paid a little visit to your friends. They lacked respect. They failed to show sufficient deference. Please, God, no, don't tell me. Billy had a keen sense that a new trauma was unfolding itself as he spoke. They bullied you, did they not? You told me so yourself. That's what friends do. They joke around with each other. It was hardly bullying. I'm afraid the deed is done. Billy fell to the floor in a heap, weeping uncontrollably. His cries of anguish were interrupted only by the piercing wail of police sirens. He felt his world begin to close in on him as he dimly sensed the footsteps of the approaching police officers. The sky was illuminated blue and the ground soaked red. When the police officers arrived, John Mittens was nowhere to be seen. And that was that between the little boy and the talking cat. Some years later, a conversation was heard between two old men. Old Billy, now there's a name I haven't heard in a while. He's been inside for years. He'll never get out. So did he do it then? Did he kill them? Did he kill his friends? Of course he did, but to his dying breath he'll maintain that it was a local cat that carried out the attack, not him. A cat? Yes, Billy says his name was John Mittens. Nobody believes him, and nobody has ever found any evidence of a cat with that name. It seems that Billy created the cat in his own mind to distance himself from the actions he had taken. so he'll never be released. Certainly not until he stops believing the lie he created. And that was that between the little boy and his imagination. That's it.
Very good.
Wonderful, David. Wonderful stuff. It's great to see you again, mate. So, when
Cheers,
last time we
you
saw
too.
you speak, it was, I know it was way before lockdown, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's back in the summer, I think. Yeah.
You know, it's been a while. It's good to see you right, mate. It's always good, a pleasure to see you again, mate. So, you're
Thanks,
always
you
welcome,
too.
mate.
I'll be back next time.
So. Wicked. Okay, straight on that. Okay, I've got another lady up now. I'm not going to go into this lady of the night thing again because I'm going to get slapped tonight to keep this one up, but she's a fantastic writer anyway. So, Alicia Fitton.
No. So I've got 3 short ones tonight. I think they're relatively new. I don't think I've read them here before. The first one is called The Lovers. She lifts her hips, white as the milk moon, to ride the sky, bestow the morning dew. Her breath a hush of the forest at dusk, where wolves wander through endless aisles of trees. They call, and he answers with gruff halloo, a plea to wake that bare cathedral hall. His rough branches reach, brush her star-strung legs, the mist stifled in close-knit fur fingers. The night sky folds and swallows down. These pillars pierce the cloud and reach the ground. Halves held separate in verse and reflected. Here a god hewn from the mountain stone. Here a goddess golden in the ecstasy of dawn. Q. Now, this one is one of my lockdown poems. It's called Exhaustion. I stayed at home again and left the unsettling micro-obscurities of social conversation to scatter over someone other's guilty conscience. I stayed at home again, caffling on the sofa, more comfortable than any coffee shop, though I missed the cake as big as my face and the layers of too sweet buttercream topped with fruit. I stayed at home again, for I could not bear the cues and the signs and the socially distant kerfuffle. I stayed at home again, for even glass begins to sag after centuries. It cannot hold, so rigid and fragile, ready to crack at any great shock. It runs slowly, imperceptibly, in rivulets, consolidating itself, becoming thick and ineffective, yet beautiful. And then lastly, this one I wrote a little while ago, and it's a little bit early in the year for it, but I feel like with the good news that we've had over the past month, there's kind of glimpses of hope. This is called Summer Is a Comin' In. The first kiss of summer blooms in late February, when the grass blows lustrous green and the sky dawns blue, not white, not grey. This day, when sunlight heats the windows and I bask in its gaze, in its loving touch. I had forgotten this world in the grating rain and heady wind that threatened to blow my hair electric. Now summer's come, all will be right with my world. There we go. Thank you.
Brilliant, Alicia. Brilliant. I always enjoy your work. And that last one, yeah, that really hates me. Great stuff all around that. Okay. Right, we're going to have a complete change in tone now, I suspect. So we've got a gentleman on next that is replicable regularly, and he's always great fun to watch. Particularly, I'm never quite sure whether he's going to do some really angry, ranting, sweary poems, or as his second time it was quite a reflective piece about the talking heads, which was just as intriguing. So, and I know at one point he grew up not far from where I'm living now, actually. So I'm looking forward to this as always. Steve Mingle.
Hello. Hello. Right, I've got a couple for you tonight. The second one is mercifully brief. The first one is as a result of, like most of us, spending virtually all my time in the last 9 months at home and occasionally being lured into watching afternoon TV. And in my case, that afternoon TV has been mainly sort of IPL cricket and other kinds of sport. But nevertheless, you get drawn into the adverts and you realise that they're targeted at a certain demographic. And more depressingly still, I am part of that demographic. And one of the things that really startled me was I kept seeing these adverts for pure cremation TV. And I thought, how the hell can you have a channel which is dedicated purely to cremations? So I went up and looked at it on the internet, and it wasn't a TV channel at all. It was just a website where they had a couple of little adverts for their services and how they do it in a really sort of nice and efficient and loving way and all that kind of stuff. But it was too late by then, because I got in my head the idea of a TV channel which was just about cremations, and I kind of envisaged myself as the marketing manager for this channel. So this is called Pure Cremation TV. Lockdown Life afternoon TV, where the ads are targeted at old folk like me. Worried about care in case you get ill? Have you got yourself an up-to-date will? Get cash from your home with equity release. Boost your hearing with this invisible earpiece. Stanner stair lifts and smoke alarm sensors, saga cruises and funeral expenses. But then I saw something brand new to me, an advert for Pure Cremation TV. Getting marid's terribly outdated. It's so much slicker to be cremated. Just look how smoothly those curtains close, and at least your body won't decompose. On our channel 24/7, you can watch the deceased en route to heaven. They're with their politicians, or estate agents, or paparazzi, or in any way connected to MUFC, then they're far more likely to be on a steeply downward trajectory. For just £5 a month, not a penny more, you'll also have delivered to your door the Celebrity Cremation magazine. Goodbye! Exclamation mark. This month's cover stars Joan of Arc. We ask, can the newly departed still hear us while celebs show off the deluxe interiors of crass and tacky handmade coffins, the perfect vehicles to see them off in? And you can watch their exit with sadistic glee, dead and exclusive on Pure Cremation TV. You might think the market for our channel's small. Seen one cremation, seen them all. But that just shows how wrong you can be, because here on Pure Cremation TV, we ramp up the glitz and glamour. The vicar wears pants like MC Hammer. Coffins in the colours of the occupant's team. Psychedelic curtains and acid-fueled dreams. And as for that morose organ music, in our transmissions, we never use it. Because in accordance with public demand, those dismal dirges are totally banned. So you can say goodbye to dear grandpa with That's the Way. Aha, aha, I like it. Aha, aha. It'll shuffle off the mortal coil in an atmosphere like a carnival with strobe lights flashing and a disco ball. In these lockdown days, where better to be than knocking back beers on your settee while watching Pure Cremation TV? As the boy Palmer said with his final breath, might as well face it, you're addicted to death. Thank you.
That's fantastic, Steve.
Brilliant, Steve. You say you got another one for us as well, have you, Steve?
I've got a very short one. This is, oh dear. Right, this is one that, hang on, I need to get it up. This is one that I wrote 7 or 8 years ago. And it's basically about dubious liaisons between celebrities which occurred just because their names rhyme. And I've never performed this. There are 2 reasons for that. First, because it's absolutely shite. And secondly, because in order to make sense, it needed Des O'Connor to die. Which sounds a little bit depressing. I had great affection for Des, especially as his stooge for Eric Morecambe. That was wonderful. But the poem just wouldn't work until he passed away. So I've kind of waited and waited and waited, and at last I can do the great man justice, as I'm sure you all did. I loved him dearly. This is called Celebrity Shags. I've seen a video of Madonna having sex with Des O'Connor. For 3 whole hours, he was off and on her. No wonder the poor old boys are goner. Moaning Minnie, Alan Hansen, he thinks he's perfect the way he rants on. Shame he couldn't keep his pants on when propositioned by Esther Ranson. Oof. Can you believe that Halle Berry bonked all 4 of Mungo Jerry? She also snogged that Katy Perry, but she got the brush off from John Terry. Topical. Prince, that pint-sized Casanova, Shag Maria Sharapova. She's a bigger unit than Betty Stover. How the fuck did that dwarf get his leg over? Thank you.
Tremendous, Steve. Tremendous, mate. Just when you were like what your work is, I never quite sure what you're going to do, and I love the journey in that. So brilliant, mate. Okay, moving straight on to. Since Steve's not here, I'm going to start nicking Steve's sayings today. So I know he's working late, so he sends his apologies. We've got another speakeasy regular, and I love this guy's work again because he's capable of surprising me as well. Ben.
Cheers, hello. Yeah, that was great. That last one really made me laugh. I've got a couple of old ones. The first one's called "Is There Less Jelly?" Is there less jelly in a pork pie than there used to be? Glass everywhere, tarmac, a fool and his money. Conversations carried on between car windows, Harry Kiri, 4 traffic light phases and cross. Genoa cake, he says, chocolate brownie, next station stop, not next station. Hay bales, plastic capsuled landing pods. Who put the horse in the horse box? Thanks. And this is one, I thought I'd read this one because it's kind of topical again. So this is called Wealth. And how it came about, I was part of this writing group and we were writing poems from Madagascan proverbs. And the proverb is here in the first 2 lines. So this is called Wealth. Wealth is like hair in the nose. It hurts to be separated, whether from a little or a lot. That squirm of hair at the back of Philip Green's head, which he probably gets styled. Wealth is a rock and a pox. If we lost Gibraltar, they burnt 1 million in paper. They filled a sock with small change and clobbered him dead. Wealth is a tin of beans donated to a food bank, 3 drops of bergamot oil, 5.56 millimetre calibre blood supply. You are Manchester. You are a cocaine market. The policeman has to separate the little from the lots, has to be a wall, like a brand new septum. The left brain will not listen. Lit up, running its mouth off, mergers and acquisitions, Ineos, BlackRock, Galliford Try. The right brain doesn't do figures. And that's a shame. When feelings are so fleeting, her face looked punched through by alcohol, but in amongst the spitting and ranting, she did care. Someone leaves the tap on in Dakar, dust and cattle bones, all the way to Tucson. And I wasn't going to mention Elon Musk. Thanks.
Wow,
Cheers.
really love that. Love that, Ben.
Really good stuff. Ben. Always love your stuff, mate, because it's really got some power behind it. Okay.
Cheers.
Change the gear again now. And this next gentleman, I'm going to get him to talk a bit about this because I'm headlining for him on Sunday, actually, as well. So, poor people. I'm sorry for him. It's Tony Kinsella, and I wanted to quickly say something about the Sunday Assembly before we start tonight, Tony, if you're okay with
that. To see that you and me are both being responsible citizens here, isn't it? Yeah. You can call me Sir Galahad, by the way, because I'm the Knight of the First Lady. So, yeah, Andy's going to be our guest poet on Sunday Assembly this very Sunday. We've got a guest speaker who's going to talk about walking across the Nordic wastelands. That's not Andy. And Andy's very kindly stepped in to be our guest poet this Sunday. So just look up Sunday Assembly Manchester on the Facebook page and listen to Andy in all his glory once again on a Sunday morning. What else have we got to do, even post-lockdown? And speaking of lockdown, I'm wearing this for a very specific reason. It's relevant to the poem I'm going to do first. I've not written many lockdown things, but I did write this one. It's called The Mass of Apathy. At bus stops, doctors, banks and shops, we shroud our mouths in cough-proof cloth. Our southern hemisphere eclipsed. No sunlit smiles or puckered lips. No need to shave until tomorrow. A silent shield to catch each burp. our teeth beneath the protective sheath in a world of Zorros and wire Earps. In Starbucks, Costa, Cafe Nero, punters dressed like bandoleros, mumbling into makeshift masks, steamed up glasses, asthmatic gasps, as lifelong friends are rendered strangers, everyone trapped in a private sector, multitudes in solitude, in a world of Lone Rangers and Hannibal Lecters. No recognition of fellow workers, no more campaigns to ban the burqa, no chance to whistle a happy tune, each face like the dark side of the moon, as social skills become defunct, and we all walk round in thin disguises. We shut our traps like Trappist monks in a world of monks, and the dark night rises. Thank you. I'm just going to change my filter. It was I'd like to thank Mike because it was him who got me into filters, and the ones I'm doing tonight are perfectly relevant to what I'm reading.
What have I done?
This next one, whoops. Sorry, I've just gone off picture view, so I'm not sure if it's worked. Anyway, this one's called Straight to DVD. My face might look familiar, but you'll quickly give up trying. I won't spend long on the tip of your tongue, the hard sell that no one's buying. My very core is on the cutting room floor in a sequence of deleted scenes. I'm famine, not feast. I'm last and least. I'm a man of slender means. I'm down in the dumps. I'm deep in the dungeon. I'm Steven Seagal and Dolph fucking Lundgren. Retired wrestler from the WWE. Massive gun to blow away zombies. I'm Belly of the Beast. I'm Green Street 3. And I went straight to DVD. I'm a biopic of Bananarama. Arnold Schwarzenegger in a costume drama. Jean-Claude Van Damme as the Dalai Lama, with mangled vowels and a cocked-up karma. I'm Danny Dyer in a cheesy chick flick, where he goes on a date with a dishy dentist, completely forgets that he's wearing lipstick, with really hilarious consequences. 7 more shitty Star Trek movies, a sequel to Titanic, where the iceberg loses. I count my days in an endless haze of dismal downloads and pitiful Blu-rays, so batter me or shoot me, an endless mindless marathon. I can't watch another movie starring Jennifer bloody Aniston. My life has lost control of quality. I don't care if it's 3D or not 3D. It's time to die with dignity. I'm pistol whipped. I'm Ninja 3. And I've gone straight to DVD. Thank you very much.
Oh, brilliant. Great stuff, Mike. I always enjoy your stuff, like all the topical references are brilliant, Mike. So, particularly, I like the idea of the Titanic 2, where the iceberg wins. Yeah, I agree with that one, definitely. So, okay. The next one we've got. Well, I'm not going to get. I'm keeping on this lady in the night gag tonight. So I was going to say, got a lady on next, and I love her work. So last time I can't remember the last time we saw Mary. Mary was either here last month or at Sunday Assembly.
I don't think it was last month. I wasn't feeling so well. I think it was the one before, wasn't it? And I saw you at Sunday Assembly.
Yes, yeah. Assembly. This lady was Mary was at Sunday Assembly very recently. She rocked the place as she always does. So, Mary Cunningham.
Oh, thanks, Sandy. That's very sweet. I've got to say, I'm feeling your vibe, Tony, on the lockdown situation. That's really, really good. Okay, mine following now. We've had a bit of comedy. Mine aren't very comic, so sorry about that. But it's where they're from. So this is called, I've got two. First one's called The Gifts. Sorry, phone was dropped. We had cancer together, both not knowing. Mine silent, hers in dementia. She didn't want to go like that, had often said. Our last chiming couplet, she to die, I to live. That day, we found hers out, my brother and I, in Jackson's boat, looking at each other, sizing how to say it's a gift. And was this her gift for me? That day on the corner of King Street, was she at the top of the stairs singing, wakey, wakey, go to work on an egg, rousing me to ring the surgery for a routine test? The sense of someone dividing death. So that's that one. Told you it wasn't cheery. And this next one is, I've just got to say one little thing about it. My dad used to get up and, I don't know, I'd find loads of little things around the house with his name written on it. And he used to like writing his name, Thomas P. Cunningham. And you'd see it written over and over in little slips of paper everywhere around the house. And this was something that when we were clearing the house, Mum and Dad are both dead now, but when we were clearing the house, these little bits of paper popped out. And I couldn't let them go. Well, anyway, years later, this is what happened. So this poem is called Thomas P. Cunningham. The occasions he wrote in public when we all lived in the house were the times I could see the tremor, could summon love. Sitting in his chair with the notepad pulled from the one drawer in the house that was his. The testing of the biro. The cup of tea he never drank. Him in his old suit trousers, stiff collared shirt, white vest, before he changed for the pub. Leaning forward and pulling the coffee table closer, turned to the arm of the sofa, or diagonal at the corner of the dining table. Awkward, not making eye contact with anyone who spent every day with a pen. The times he wrote his name like a chant, over and over on scrappy paper. And this one, a poker, falling years later from a page. Crying capitals, the one full stop. All the line breaks, screaming. And that's it, guys, for me.
Powerful, Mary. Thank you. That really evocative, that second one, the memory there. I think you always, when you look back at that sort of stuff, like my dad's starting to get very old now, and it made me think of him a lot then. So yeah, brilliant stuff. Thank you. Okay, we're going to change tone now. We've got a debut now, and this gentleman, I'm trying to work out the first time I met him. I think it was Guitar and Verse or Busking the Bay with Jeff. And I remember him turning up at a venue we did in Leeds, and this was probably about 11 years ago. And he wasn't sober, but I wouldn't hold anything against him in that. So, Cayn.
Yeah, it was a half evil thing in Leeds. I remember that much. I remember turning up. Don't remember much more of that. It's weird now because I've not been drinking for 3 months. It's weird going through all the drunk stories. Anyway, first one's called Masks. It's going to be it's actually in my new book, but I've kind of lost interest in it. So this is from that. It's called Masks. I wonder what mask I'll wear today. Happy to beat sad, colours to beat grey, a mask to trick, a mask to deceive, a web of lies is easy to weave. A new face of confidence, free of fear, laid on thick so no cracks appear. Cracks like desperation, depression and pain, covered with false confidence, it's a task to maintain. We all rely on its masks to protect and to hide, frightened, embarrassed to show what's inside. But deep down a voice starts to debate, what the hell's wrong with your own bloody face? Show the world you and your scars. You don't need for masks or for false laughter in bars. Stick 2 fingers up to anyone who feels you should hide. Open for floodgates, blow the walls open wide. But that voice gets smaller as you hear yourself say, I wonder what mask I'll wear today. Ta. So that were Masks. This is a brand new one and it's called The Lottery. The lottery tickets, an unlucky scratch cards, a mass on the dresser, a collection of failure. It could be you, but it won't be. You can't buy a fairy tale ending with your last £2. But in your head, you spent that multi-million-pound jackpot. Debts cleared, new house, car, a bit for charity too, you know, to keep you grounded. But as each number drops, so does your heart. The jackpot rolls over as to you as you try to get some sleep. The next morning, for TV shouts adverts, for bingo, lotto, and any amount of bookies. When for fun stops, stop, it screams, as you turn up for volume to drown out for knocking or for wolves at the door. Cheers.
Oh, what was the first time I saw you read? You always used to do a pod about biscuits. I remember that. That shows you. Like, really. Yeah, it shows you like how over time as you write changes when you get older. I can pull well, they were brilliant pieces, mate. Really, really enjoyed them. So,
cheers.
Right. Okay, we're moving on to the conclusion now. I have not seen this next gentleman who's going to finish off for us tonight since about a year now, and he's absolutely brilliant. It's perfect, really, because every time we see him, I'm going to give spoilers away what he's hopefully got with him. But considering Doctor Who's the trailer dropped the other night, it's probably perfect to have him on. So, ladies and gentlemen, Grant Curnew.
Hi everyone, hello. Hi, my name's Grant Curnew. I'm an alternative comic / tragic novelty folk singer. There you go. We get locked down, but we get up again. They're never going to keep us down. We get locked down, but we get up again. They're never going to keep us down. Thank you. Hyphen Amateur Time Lord. Ooh, what's this? There you go. Just administering the vaccine to everyone. There you go. We can leave again. Oh, and also, you probably noticed what I'm wearing today. It's my own invention. It's my own novelty hat. It's called the Festive Fez. So I hope you like it. Hopefully it'll be available in all not record stores, retail stores this Christmas. You can. It's got two features: the normal Festive Fez, and then there's also the Festive Mohawk. So that's for any naughty punky kids who wants that for Christmas. So you can do that for them if you want. So oh yeah, well, do you know what? I forgot to introduce my socially distanced comedy psychic for this evening. I want you to say hello to. Oh, sorry. Sorry a minute. I want to say hello to Minnie Dalek, everyone. Hi, Minnie Dalek. Hi, sorry, his PPE mask had fallen off earlier, so I was just putting it back on. Don't want anyone to catch the virus. So, Minnie Dalek's going to say hello to everyone. Say hi to all the poets. Exterminate! Exterminate! You meant to stop the spread of the virus. No, he's very naughty actually. He went on an anti-mask protest march the other day. It was called Dalek Lives Matters. So it was pretty evil march. So it was only one there, luckily. So no one got injured. So, but no, he's happy to be back. A lot of people have been asking what we've been up to in lockdown. We've been doing socially distanced discos from home. Yeah, I'm gonna get the disco ball out now. There's murder on the dance floor. You better not steal the groove. Yeah, it was Sophie Ellis Betts that stole that idea of us first. But also, we've been doing some painting, and he's been Minnie Dalek's been showing his passion for surrealist artwork. Here's a little paintbrush here. He's been doing some lovely art. He's lovely water scoped. He goes by the name of Salvador Dalek, and I'm going to show you his self-portrait. Here you go. There you go. Here's his self-portrait here, doing his little painting. Actually, it wasn't him. It was me. Actually, I'm trying to learn to get better at art over this lockdown period. Inspired by a lot of my favourite comedians who are artists like Vic Reeves, Harry Hill, George W. Bush. He's a really good poet, not poet, a painter. And Minnie Dalek's inspired by all he's evil famous poet and painters he enjoys. So his favourite evil painters are Hitler, Rolf Harris, and George W. Bush as well. So that's quite nice. So, yeah, so he's been working really hard. And we got our first commission. We're doing the MCU's latest Christmas special. It's called Hulk Alone. Here you go. There you go. With starring Macaulay Culkin. So we've got don't make Kevin angry this Christmas. So here you go. That's our film coming out this year. Next year, hopefully 2021. Okay, cool. I'm going to do I've got a Christmas song I did last year at Speakeasy. I'm going to do a a new song I've written during lockdown. Doing a charity gig on Saturday for food banks, money to raise money for food banks. So Mini Dalek's challenging his inner mini Marcus Rashford. So we're doing a charity gig this Saturday, and I just wanted to try a new song. So I've not done many gigs this year, obviously. This is a song about when I was trying to learn to drive, basically. I had the worst experience ever. I had two of the worst teachers of all time. I mean, I remember when I watched Karate Kid and Miss Miyagi said, there's no such thing as bad student, bad teacher. So I've decided to kind of write basically, it's like a song basically slagging off these teachers, really, because they caused me most post-traumatic stress, basically. One of them just drove me around in circles all day and just talked about her life all the time. But she was a nice older lady, I felt. But then when I did 2 years of these lessons and then I never got anywhere, I was quite bitter about it at the end. And then she wouldn't give me her car to have my test at the end. So that was quite sad. So she said she wouldn't risk her reputation on me. So that was a bit annoying. And then I did an intensive course, which went absolutely disastrous. And this guy was literally the scariest guy I've ever met in my life. It was literally, when he meant intensive, it was just basically Chinese water torture. This whole thing was for literally for 2-hour lessons a day. So I've decided to kind of hopefully get over this bad experience by writing this song, slagging them both off. So I hope you like it. It's quite a dark song, but it's been a dark year, so I hope you like it. It's the first time I've ever done this. I'm probably going to read it from my script, but I'll try and be as professional as I can. And this is called My Driving Instructor Must Die. So here we go. My horrible driving instructor must die. She was the worst teacher money could buy. Just talked about all the men in her life, rather than show me how to find my bike. At karaoke, she met any fella, big deal. All I care about is this wheel, not your sex appeal. She stopped the car to show me a picture of her cat. I did 90 lessons with this old bat. What can I say? I'll never learn this way. 25 pounds an hour for this absolute shower. I can no longer ignore, she was a money-grabbing whore. I never take my test, the geriatrics test pest. My second driving instructor must die. He was the angriest man ever met in my life. Had no banter or chit-chat. He would just shout, "Why are you doing that?" The gear stick was blocked by his big belly, and the cast iron guess he was so smelly. His catchphrase was, "You're really starting to worry me." Then followed by, "Stop the car, please." What can I say? This guy was deranged. I was deranged. Said I didn't have a hope in hell of doing his test going well. Said I shouldn't say this, but your driving's pathetic. How was I gonna pass? This guy was a massive ass. Both of these instructors don't deserve to be alive. One of them should have taught me how to drive. Instead of going A to Z, they gave me PSD. This song is the first step in my long-term recovery. My driving instructor now both died. The year is 2025. Greta Thunberg is now in charge, and we both drive electric cars. I have a robot-driven Mercedes. It tracks all the old age ladies. The robot's teaching me how to drive, and after every lesson gives me a high five. What can I say? Things wrapped out my way. This driver doesn't smell and he teaches really well. The other two can go and burn in hell. Thank you. Thank you very much. Very dark. Happy Christmas.
Brilliant, Grant. Always a pleasure seeing you, mate. Oh, God. Obviously, Grant, what you didn't clarify was on Saturday you're doing your charity show, aren't you? So what time is this show on?
It's at 2:30 on Saturday, yeah. So I'm doing it's called Bags of Love. I'll put it on my Facebook, yeah. So
put your Facebook, and I'll share it on the Speakeasy wall afterwards. So obviously, is it going to be done on Zoom? Is it if people want to go and see it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. So I'll put the details up. So brilliant. It's been a pleasure tonight, guys. And thank you again, Grant. You're a great way to finish off tonight. So
thank you. So, see everyone. Everyone was great. Thank you.
That's it tonight, guys. Thank you again, Grant. Now, the next show will be, of course, the first Wednesday in January. And the plan at the moment is going to be, I'll be taking the bookings again from Sunday lunchtime. So from 12 o'clock onwards. Either, I'll put it on my wall, okay? Drop me a message on Facebook or email me. You've got my email address, everybody. So, and we'll go for it again then. So, well, thank you again, guys and girls. And I don't speak to you before.
Thanks, Andy.
Thanks, Andy. Happy Christmas, everyone.
Merry Christmas!
Happy Christmas, guys, folks. See you all soon.
Thanks. See ya.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye.
See you tomorrow.
Yeah, see you tomorrow. That was a laugh, wasn't it? That last one.
So good.
Oh, I love the ones like that. I'll take me off the wall. So another one tomorrow. Workshop. Oh my God.
Yeah, everybody have a good one.
All right, see you guys.
See you tomorrow.
See you, Cayn.